Hi, I'm a Japanese university student, and today I want to talk about what do Japanese people think about foreigners. Yes, this topic is really important these days because unfortunately, I don't know if this is fortunate or unfortunate, but these days I feel like some people are really sensitive about accepting foreigners to come to Japan. So this is really, yeah, controversial topic, I think. So let's get started. Okay, first of all, this is really depending on person to person. So from now on, I can say some general opinions and my opinion, but you should not think about this opinion is the opinions that whole Japanese people have. This is just one opinion. So this is the thing that you should keep in mind. And basically, I feel like a lot of Japanese people are kind to foreigners and they don't think that they think that it's okay to it's okay for foreigners to come to Japan and enjoy Japan. You know, usually Japanese people are proud of Japan, so if foreigners enjoy Japan and Japanese food, contents, anime, or everything, it's really, happy thing. A lot of people think that that's really nice thing. And me personally, I'm very glad that a lot of foreigners come to Japan and enjoy Japan and they say Japan is really nice country. Yeah, I love that. I really glad to hear those things. But unfortunately for foreigners, a few people don't like that foreigners come to Japan. And there are some reasons. And the one big reason is that some foreigners cause the really big problems. Like, for example, in Nara Prefecture, there are a lot of deers and in the park, and that is very popular not only for foreigners but also Japanese. But in I think several years ago, maybe in X, there was a post with video, and in that video, some foreigners punched a deer or kicked the deer in that park, and a lot of Japanese people were really mad at that video, and some Japanese people felt that foreigners might cause some problems in Japan. And also, those problems make us feel foreigners may cause a problem. So, yeah, this is the one big problem. And also, there are some other problems like staying in Japan illegally. Like, even though they don't have appropriate visa, they just stay in Japan illegally. And those are also problems. Even though they don't have visa, they stay in Japan and they just stay in Japan because Japan is safer than other countries. And those problems that foreigners caused make us feel mad at them, and some people really hate those stuff. So that's why a few people don't like the foreigners to come to Japan. And other reason is that some foreigners do not try to integrate into Japanese society. Yeah. Even though they live in Japan, they don't use any Japanese, even like basic vocabulary like how, konnichiwa, arigato. Those are really easy ones. You can just remember 2 or 3 words and you can use it. But they don't do that, or they don't want to learn Japanese, even though they live in Japan. Some people don't like this kind of behavior and attitude. If you want to live in Japan, you should learn at least really basic vocabulary and Japanese manners. For example, when you are in the train, you should be quiet, or you cannot call someone in train. Those basic Japanese manners should be followed. Yeah, I know that learning language is quite difficult. So I don't say that all foreigners need to speak Japanese fluently, but at least they should say arigato or konnichiwa. Me personally, if foreigners say those basic words to me, I'm really, happy, and I can understand those foreigners really try to integrate into Japanese society. So yes, if you want to live in Japan, or if you come to Japan for travel, you should remember 2 or 3 words, and also just follow the rules in Japan. Not, even there are a lot of rules, so maybe you think that it's ridiculous to remember all rules, but the important thing is to respect to all people. So yeah, before coming to Japan, maybe you can watch some videos about Japanese manners. And I know it's really hard to follow every rules, but you can follow almost all of them. So yeah, just try it. If you don't do that, some Japanese people think that this foreigner is kind of rude, and I hate them. And the last reason why Japanese people don't like foreigners is that accepting many foreigners may destroy Japan. These days, some Japanese people say that immigration should be restricted. And I can understand why they think so, because they often say that we should learn from European countries like Germany, the UK, or France. In those countries, they accept a lot of immigrants in the past, but now there are too many foreigners, and because of that, those countries' features and those countries' culture might be destroyed. So some Japanese people say that we should learn from those European countries and we should regulate that a lot of immigrants come to Japan. And yes, I agree with that. If Japan accept a lot of foreigners, a lot of immigrants, Japanese culture might be destroyed. Of course, Japan is the country for Japanese. So, yeah, accepting a lot of immigrants might destroy our country. But on the other hand, I feel like I'm really glad that a lot of foreigners think that Japan is a really nice country. So, yeah, in my opinion, we should give the visa to the foreigners who really love Japan and understand Japanese manners, cultures, and also Japanese language. If they know about Japan, they of course behave in a good way in Japan. So many Japanese people accept those people who behave really nicely. So yeah, this is quite tough question and tough problem to solve. But those three reasons are main reasons why a few Japanese people don't like that foreigners come to Japan. Yeah, some foreigners cause the problems, some foreigners do not try to integrate into Japanese society, and also accepting many foreigners may destroy Japan. Yeah, these are big reasons. And like I said, these days Japanese people are getting sensitive about accepting foreigners because of those reasons, especially in social media like Twitter or Instagram. I saw some people who are anti-foreigners, but because they complains about foreigners in Twitter or Instagram, you might feel like many Japanese people don't like foreigners, but in fact, many Japanese people accept foreigners and they are really glad that a lot of foreigners, you know, are interested in Japan and say that Japanese food are best. So basically you can ignore the internet's part. You can ignore the opinions. You can ignore the opinions from anti-foreigners in Twitter or Instagram. I want to say that don't worry about coming to Japan. Yeah, I think many people will help you if you are in trouble. But on the other hand, these days, the tourists from other countries, the number of tourists from other countries increases extremely. So if you go to some really big cities like Tokyo, Osaka, or Kyoto, you might think that, oh, what, there are too many foreigners. But if you can accept that, please come to Japan and enjoy Japan. Okay, so thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe and write some comments in the comment section. If you have some questions, I can answer that in the comment section or the next video. So see you in the next video. Bye.